Okay, Aubrey, so welcome to the show officially.
Thank you.
All right, so the way we're going to start today, and every time that we start the show, is with your coming out story. So please let us know who, what, when, where, why. Was it you coming out? You're coming out. And then you probably have two coming outs or a few. I don't know.
I think
whatever which one you want to share.
So I never really had to come out. Like I was like such a gay kid.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, it was expected. Like, all right, Miss Thing. Okay, girl.
It's crazy.
Because even I'm an only child and all of my cousins are girls. I grew up with all aunts. And I remember in preschool, I would get in trouble because we had like costumes at my preschool, and I would always put the Disney dresses on, and they would always tell my mom at the end of the day I would get in so much trouble. But it's I was always very feminine.
Yeah.
So me being gay, I never really had to come out. It was kind of already known. Even as far as me being trans, it kind of just transitioned naturally into it. I started wearing hair and makeup in high school. People thought that I was trans before I was actually trans, I guess.
Okay.
I'm 33, so I come from millennial generation.
Right. Got you.
It wasn't as common.
I didn't know it. I had one trans friend, and it was a girl I met in the club.
So, first of all, you saying that this is what I would just be when we were talking about on the other show, people think that I'm not trying to go this deep, but that they think being gay is sinful. And then you're talking about as a preschool putting on,
what I naturally want.
And this is why I argue so much is y'all thinking sexually,
yes.
And these are kids that parents know before they know it.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why I'm like, this not no
Even
sin.
in hindsight, before I knew what gender was, what boys had and girls had, I know I liked boys.
See?
Right.
Even in kindergarten, I knew that I liked boys.
Wow, her too, but that's different.
Damn, she beat me to the joke. Damn it.
She was like a boy. It took her a little longer to realize she was actually gay.
eXeL came out in blue, okay? Diaper was blue, sailor hat, you know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Okay, so
That's a thing though.
Yeah, no. My me, I always been a tomboy. My people knew before me as well. You know what I'm saying?
My friend who my first trans friend, her parents thought that she was a girl their entire pregnancy. The nursery was for a girl.
So it's you can't put that on me.
Right. Y'all the one had pink at the baby shower.
I think what it's called is I forget what it's called. It's a gender thing, when you have more
body part, the
it's like a chromosome thing. Yeah.
Okay.
During the whole pregnancy, they thought it was going to be a girl.
Wow. So, how you said that you didn't realize you were transgender the whole time. Can you explain that a little more? Because there might be somebody that might be very feminine, but still feel like a gay boy.
Right. So I think for me, it was I never really fit in with any group. I feel like I never really felt like a boy. I didn't want to do what the boys did. I was more naturally into what the girls did.
Playing with your cousins.
Playing with my cousins, playing with dolls, watching MTV. I'm naturally athletic, so my family wanted to push me into sports, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay in the house and watch TV and get on the internet and listen to Britney Spears. and I don't know, I think I didn't realize I was trans only because I didn't have the knowledge and I didn't see it. I knew that I didn't feel like a boy. So just naturally I was just gay.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a small town in Florida. It's really conservative. I had never seen a trans person until I went out in nightclubs. But I don't know. It's kind of hard.
When you met your first trans friend, is that what opened up your eyes to it? Like, what opened up your eyes to like, oh, maybe this is what I am?
It was strange because I was already wearing hair. I was wearing makeup full time. I went to school in hair and makeup. So it wasn't like a drag thing where you just put it on for entertainment and take it off. I honestly, I would tell people that I was like androgynous because it was like, I guess in hindsight, I was non-binary in that time because I didn't really identify. I didn't know what I identified as.
Right.
And my trans friend, they were like, girl, if you don't take these hormones, Miss Thing, you are tranny, girl. Like, come on. Any day now, Miss Thing.
Like...
Any day.
Yeah.
So, I think I was nervous because, naturally, I'm just like a people pleaser. So I was like worried, like, well, what are people going to think? I really had no knowledge on what it was about being trans. The only trans I had ever seen were like on Maury when it was like, oh, is it a man or a woman? That was the only like thing I'd ever seen.
They was even real, like they was paid.
On Maury,
yeah, those episodes, and I know some girls now who are on those episodes, which is
they
crazy.
tried to get me on there, and they offered me a carton of cigarettes and
she almost took it.
In a flight to New York, I think is when they were filming there in a hotel.
Really?
She was like, if y'all got black and milds on there,
they give me a zip.
One tip.
Okay. No, they really tried to lure me in. I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes.
That's hilarious.
But and how old were you when you decided to transition?
So that's also a complex question for me because like in high school,
well, taking hormones, I guess.
Hormones, I started when I was 26.
Okay.
And it was a decision I made. Like I had moved away from Florida completely alone. I moved to Houston. I had got a job there and I knew a trans girl and it was something that was like on my mind, but I think I was scared because I just didn't know what to expect.
Right.
And she told me what doctor to go to. Like, she was like, girl, just, even if you're not sure about it, give it like a trial. Like, take your hormones for 4 months. Mm-hmm. If you're not having it after those 4 months, girl, just stop taking them. You'll go back to like what your body naturally does.
Yeah.
And when I started taking them, I was honestly, that was the happiest I had ever been in my life. I feel like it was the first time I'd ever truly did something to satisfy me and not other people.
Yeah.
And what do you notice? Because we have friends that went from female to male. We don't have a lot of male to female friends. So what did you notice about yourself? Like, 'cause I know like my friend, he get facial hair. Like, what differences do you get as a male to female?
Will say, like, the transition from female to male is what, like, physically way easier, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because it's easier to add than it is to take away.
Okay, got you.
But with hormones, though, not surgery, right?
With hormones, like naturally, I feel like a female to male can take testosterone. They'll grow facial hair. They'll grow more masculine features.
Right.
Male to female, you can't. Your bone structure can't change with hormones.
Shoulders,
does facial hair slow down?
The growth slows down, but you have to get like electrolysis and laser to like because. Thank God I wasn't a hairy person, but like some girls, are just, they start really hairy. Like some people have a beard in middle school.
Yeah.
You know, and
we're so petty. You're going to get this the whole time.
I love that.
And we match each other's pettiness. That's the worst part.
For me, like, okay, when I started, it was difficult.
Yeah.
I had just started like my first real job. So I transitioned at work. Medically.
Did you appear different or were you already?
I went in like as this person.
Got you.
But like they were aware. I let them know like, hey, I just started taking hormones and this is going to be a toll. Like,
got you.
I will say 2 months in, like I started noticing like the emotional changes.
Okay.
Because it's not just the physical change.
That part.
The what my doctor told me that kind of like brought it down to earth for me was like, sweetheart, you're about to be, you're 27 right now, but you're about to be a 13-year-old girl like going through puberty.
Right.
Okay, got you.
So like everything that your body has been used to your whole life is about to be the complete opposite. You're about to go through a new puberty again. So like I was hyper emotional. Like things I was never sensitive or insecure about was like, now I was
Like a
like, oh my God, I look so
teenager.
fat. What is this? Oh my God.
Okay.
I was driving to work one day. I stopped at a red light. I cried.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, just like out of nothing. And that was a hard part. I started to have anxiety really bad. I had never had anxiety. Like I remember my first time having an anxiety attack. I didn't even know what was happening to me because I had never experienced that. And it's hard the first, I will say 6 months. It is hard. Even with your body, oh my God. It was the funniest thing. I would go to work and like hormones, you start growing boobs.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Small, but not like B's. Like
Okay,
you'll grow
great.
like small, like baby titties.
Yeah.
And my nipples hurt so bad. Like it was like a pain I had never experienced in my life. And it was kind of like every time I went to like a woman, they dismissed it. They're like, well, girl, this is what you asked for, Miss Thing. Buckle up. Welcome to being a woman.
Damn.
My titties hurt every day, bitch. I still gotta come to work.
First of all, my titties never hurt, and I'm glad that I don't.
Like when I get my period, my titties hurt so bad.
My
But
titties
I just got
hurt.
breast reduction, and luckily I don't know why, but they don't hurt as much as they used to. But that is crazy because it is like, hey, you gonna get every part of the woman.
Yeah.
Maybe not even the things women necessarily want or care for.
I definitely went through like the mood swings. I went through I think because of the hormones, I was on such a high dose because when I started, I had a high testosterone level and I had to get on a high dose of testosterone blockers to bring it down before I could even start taking estrogen.
Oh.
So it's like, it's a few different like prescriptions we have to take.
Yeah.
I didn't have to see a therapist at first because I had already been socially living as a trans person like so many years prior. But I know a girl who like she went from like macho man to the next day, like the Caitlyn Jenner experience.
Wow.
Like, so those people have to kind of, therapy is kind of suggested because you're about to go from one extreme to a whole nother extreme.
Right.
And everything in your life socially, personally, mentally is about to change.
You're gonna deal with so much, even mentally.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I do think you should have therapy with that. I mean,
For sure.
anytime
I
you
agree
go
as
through
well.
a major change in general, that would be suggested. You know what I mean?
Honestly, even I feel like I should have gone to therapy just because like she said, it was everything I had never experienced in my life.
Right.
It's like my body was so used to one thing my whole life to just one day it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay. I like that.
Boss Britt. We certified. And DJ eXeL.